Nobody gets a tour of this house. Not journalists, not television crews, not the most connected real estate agents in Palm Beach County, not the kind of billionaires who regularly tour nine-figure properties the way most people browse open houses on a Sunday afternoon. For 15 years, the compound at 462 South Beach Road on Jupiter Island, Florida, has existed in the public imagination almost entirely through aerial photography, distant blurry shots from helicopters that reveal the rough outline of something extraordinary without ever showing you what is actually happening inside. 12 acres. An oceanfront main house. A private golf course. 2 swimming pools. A glass-covered walkway connecting the 2 primary buildings, a yacht dock, a wine cellar, an oxygen therapy room, a movie theater, a professional kitchen, his and her master suites in a 12,000 square foot main residence that Tiger Woods once admitted he didn't even know the full size of until a broken leg forced him to spend months inside it. Nobody has ever been given the full picture, until now. Because something has changed at 462 South Beach Road. The gate that never opened has opened. The security codes that lived on the shortest list in Jupiter Island have been shared. And the woman who now has them, who moves through those rooms like she has been there for years, is named Vanessa Trump. This is the tour. If you have been waiting for someone to walk you through those gates, room by room, detail by detail, with the full story of the woman who made it happen, then stay right here. This channel tells the stories that most places only hint at, and if that means something to you, you already know what to do. Before we open any doors, you need to understand the address. Jupiter Island, Florida, 17 miles long, barely half a mile wide. Population 817. Per capita income among the highest of any populated community anywhere in the United States. Not in the South, not in Florida, in the entire country. This is an island where discretion is not just valued, it is architecturally engineered. The landscaping on Jupiter Island is not designed to look beautiful from the street. It is designed to ensure that there is no street view at all. Notable neighbors include Bill Gates, Greg Norman, Gary Player, and Celine Dion, and yet you would not know any of them were there unless they chose to tell you. That is the point. That is what these 12-acre plots cost $40 million to begin with. Not the square footage, not even the oceanfront access, the invisibility. Tiger Woods chose this island in 2006 because it matched something inside him, a need for absolute environmental control so complete that even people who have known him for decades describe it with a kind of reverent caution. This was a man who understood, earlier than most, that the thing fame costs you most expensively is not money. It is privacy. And on Jupiter Island, privacy is the only currency that actually matters. He purchased the property for approximately $40 million in 2006 when he was still married to Elin Nordegren. They arrived together. They planned together. And then, 3 years before the house was even finished, everything between them was over. Tiger invested another $20 million in construction and renovations and officially moved into the completed mansion in 2011, alone. The man who had bought this property with a wife and a mythology and a career that seemed indestructible walked through those finished rooms by himself. And if you have ever stood in a space you built for one version of your life and realized that version no longer exists, you already understand exactly what that walk felt like. Tell me in the comments. Because this story is underneath everything about something every single person watching has lived through in their own way. The first extraordinary decision Tiger made about this property was not what he built. It was what he destroyed. The original property featured a 9,000 square foot mansion that, by any ordinary standard, would have been considered spectacular. Oceanfront. On Jupiter Island. 9,000 square feet. Tiger had it completely demolished. Every wall, every floor, every room, gone. Taken down to bare earth. between 2009 and 2010, he tore down the existing structure and built something entirely new, totaling between 12,000 and 14,000 square feet across multiple connected buildings. That is not a renovation. That is a statement. It says, I am not interested in inheriting someone else's version of what this life should look like. I am building mine from the ground up, from nothing but intention. Tiger hired a renowned architect for the project, a designer known for structures that feel inevitable rather than imposed, that blend into their landscape rather than commanding it. That philosophy suited Tiger perfectly. The goal was not a house that announced itself. The goal was a compound that disappeared, that felt from the inside like the most natural place in the world to exist, and from the outside like nothing you could quite see. The completed estate is split into two sections, the main living area and a 14,000 square foot multi-purpose building connected by a glass-covered walkway. That walkway, covered but open to the floor to light, sheltered but not enclosed, is one of the architectural signatures of the compound. Walking through it, you are simultaneously inside and outside, protected but not imprisoned. Exactly like Tiger's relationship with the world has always been. In 2013, reports emerged that the house was literally sinking into Jupiter Island's soft, sandy Florida soil. Tiger contracted engineers who drove deep pilings into the foundations to stabilize the structure. He spent significant additional money to ensure that what he had built would not be taken from him by the earth itself. The man rebuilt his house's foundations the same year he was rebuilding his golf game. There is a metaphor in that. Tiger has probably never allowed himself to think about it. The main house sits at approximately 12,000 square feet. Its exterior features a pristine white facade that gleams in the Florida sunshine, with large windows designed to flood the interior with natural light and panoramic views of the Atlantic Ocean stretching to the horizon. Step inside, and the first thing that strikes you is what the space refuses to do. It refuses to perform. For a man worth over $1 billion, a man who could have installed the kind of interior design that signals wealth at every turn, the main residence is, by all credible accounts, comfortable rather than theatrical, livable rather than impressive, human rather than monumental. The living room is anchored by a large, inviting fireplace around which are arranged plush sofas and armchairs. The use of soft, neutral colors in the furnishings contrasts with bold, contemporary art pieces, creating a space that is both stylish and comfortable. This is not a room designed to be photographed. It is a room designed to be inhabited. To sit in on a Sunday morning with coffee. To talk in without feeling like you are performing inside an architectural statement. The fireplace, which in the Florida climate is a luxury rather than a necessity, sits at the emotional center of the room. And it is around this fireplace, on the evenings that Vanessa Trump began spending at the compound in late 2024, that something quietly shifted. The room that had been a solitary space for 15 years became, across a series of evenings, a shared one. The dining room also features a fireplace, giving the compound two of these warm, human-scale focal points, one in the living area and one in the formal dining space. A large, bespoke dining table sits at the center, surrounded by upholstered chairs. Overhead, a statement chandelier provides soft lighting that enhances the room's atmosphere during evening gatherings. Tiger's restaurant, The Woods in nearby Jupiter, was described by its own creators as his vision of bringing an elevated sports bar experience to the community. The dining room of his compound is the private version of that same vision. A space where food and conversation and the people who matter can coexist without ceremony. If you want to understand what a person actually values, not what they want you to think they value, but what they spend money on when no one is watching, look at their kitchen. Tiger's kitchen is a professional chef's kitchen, not a showpiece kitchen with expensive finishes that nobody cooks in. A working kitchen equipped with 3 different ovens, 2 dishwashers, and access to a wine cellar that holds over 1,000 bottles. A kitchen where meals are actually produced at the highest level, matching Tiger's expectations for food, which, shaped by decades of tournament travel, his mother's Thai cooking, and exposure to the world's finest restaurants on 4 continents, are considerable. The wine cellar is an onophile's dream, a vast collection of fine wines perfectly climate-controlled, built into the basement of the main residence as an architectural feature rather than an afterthought. This is not a wine rack in a corner. This is a room dedicated to something Tiger has spent years developing a genuine palate for. And now Vanessa Trump helps herself from the refrigerator. That detail, reported by an insider with specific knowledge of the daily rhythms of the compound, is not a throwaway line. She has her clothes there, her toiletries, her cosmetics. She throws in a load of laundry while she is there or helps herself to something in the fridge. You would think she owns the place, the insider said. A woman doing laundry in a $60 million mansion, helping herself to food from a professional kitchen, moving through rooms designed for solitude as though she has always been part of their architecture. For Tiger Woods, a man who spent 15 years engineering his own inaccessibility, that sentence is more significant than any property valuation on Earth. The main house has his and her master bathrooms, 3 additional bedroom suites beyond the master, a dedicated gym, a media room, the wine cellar in the basement, and its own private elevator. The his and her master suite configuration was originally designed when Tiger envisioned this compound as a marital home. It became, after 2011, a single-person space, one set of rooms inhabited, the other existing as a ghost of the life that was planned rather than the life that happened. The elevator, which sounds like an indulgence until you know Tiger's surgical history, is, in context, one of the most quietly revelatory features of the compound. A man who has had 7 back surgeries, reconstructive leg surgery, and a ruptured Achilles tendon lives in a house with an elevator not as a statement of wealth, but as a response to physical reality. On the days when Tiger's body delivers its verdict on 30 years of professional athletics, the elevator is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. The compound also has a dedicated oxygen treatment room, a clinical facility where Tiger's medical and recovery team work on maintaining and repairing a body that has been rebuilt more times than almost any athlete in modern history. This is not a spa. This is not a wellness trend. This is the serious, precisely engineered machinery of keeping a 50-year-old body functional enough to continue doing something it has done for 4 decades. The guest house offers accommodation for visitors and has become, in the current chapter of Tiger's life, increasingly relevant, because the woman who now has the security codes sometimes stays. And when she does, the compound that was designed for one person's carefully managed solitude becomes something it was never explicitly designed to be: full. The multi-purpose building connected to the main residence by the glass walkway contains what Tiger has described across various interviews as the entertainment heart of the compound. A private home theater designed for a genuine cinematic experience with plush premium seating and a state-of-the-art audio-visual system that most commercial theaters would envy, has for most of the past 15 years been used primarily by Tiger alone or with his children Sam and Charlie during their custody visits. The quality of silence inside that theater on a still Florida night is a specific kind of luxury that money alone cannot manufacture. Location, architecture, and isolation produce it together. A gaming room and bar complete the entertainment complex, the private version of the Woods restaurant's philosophy. A space where Tiger can recreate the convivial atmosphere he values in social environments without leaving the compound's security perimeter. Without the cameras, without the recognition, without the performance of being Tiger Woods in public. These rooms, the theater, the game room, the bar, have a different quality now than they did a year ago. They are being used for what they were designed for. Not by a man alone managing his own entertainment in a $60 million space, but by 2 people who have decided that they would rather spend evenings here than anywhere else on Earth. An insider close to the couple described it plainly: Vanessa came into Tiger's life at exactly the right time. She showed up as he was seriously considering what happens next in his career. She has added so much stability on the home front, and he gushes about her influence in his life. The movie theater now screens films for 2. The bar now makes drinks for a conversation that goes later into the evening than Tiger has allowed himself in years. And the compound that was built for privacy has become, room by room, a place where someone is choosing to be rather than simply somewhere someone lives. Whatever you think about how quickly this has moved, whether your instinct is to celebrate it or question it, there is something unmistakably human about two people finding each other and choosing to spend their evenings together in a private theater on a private island. Drop your honest reaction in the comments, because this story is dividing people, and every perspective deserves to be heard. And now we come to the room that defines everything. It is not technically a room. It occupies 3.5 acres of the 12-acre compound and exists entirely outdoors. But it is the most interior space in the entire estate. The place that tells you more precisely than any bedroom or dining room or wine cellar exactly who Tiger Woods is and what he has spent his entire life doing. Tiger wrote about the practice facility in a post on his own website in March 2011. He described it in his own words: "Working with my team, I designed the short game facility and oversaw its construction. It features 4 greens, 6 bunkers with different depths and kinds of sand, a video center, and a putting studio. If no wind is blowing, the longest club I can hit is a 7-iron. 4 greens. Each one contoured differently, each maintained at a specific pace using turfgrass management techniques that allow for precision control of playing conditions. The bunker that cost him a major championship, he can practice that exact shot every morning in his backyard. A wedge range where shots from 85 to 145 yards can be repeatedly practiced. The scoring distances where major championships are won and lost in the final 9 holes of Sunday afternoon. A video center and putting studio for real-time technical analysis with the same infrastructure that the world's best coaching teams use at tournament facilities. The facility was constructed using an environmentally innovative approach, using untapped brackish water pumped from more than 1,200 feet underground, filtered through a nearby reverse osmosis plant, so that the irrigation of this private course does not draw from Jupiter Islands. Fresh water sources. Tiger built a golf course in his backyard and made sure it was environmentally responsible. That single detail reveals something about the man that no tabloid story has ever captured. Charlie Woods trains here. His son, the 16-year-old who just committed to Florida State University, who just won his first OSGA title, who is now ranked among the top junior golfers in America. He walks out of the main house every morning and onto the same greens where his father prepared for Augusta, for Pebble Beach, for every major that Tiger Woods has ever played. That inheritance, that daily, physical, tactile inheritance of obsession, is worth more than any financial trust fund Tiger could ever establish. Step away from the golf facility and back into the broader grounds, and the compound reveals its other extraordinary features. A 100-foot swimming pool and a 60-foot diving pool, 2 completely separate water features, each designed for a distinct purpose. The lap pool is not decorative. It is a training tool. Tiger, who at his physical peak ran 4 miles in the morning and 4 miles in the evening on top of gym sessions, golf practice, and basketball, used the lap pool as a component of a daily physical routine that most professional athletes in their 20s would struggle to maintain. A full tennis court and basketball court extend the outdoor athletic complex, because Tiger, throughout his career, has refused to be defined by a single sport. Basketball, tennis, running, swimming. The compound accommodates all of it, because Tiger's approach to physical performance has always been total rather than specific to the sport that made him famous. And then there is the dock. Tiger's yacht, named Privacy, is a 155-foot vessel worth approximately $20 million, with a private dock built into the compound specifically to accommodate her when she returns from open water. Privacy. The name Tiger gave his yacht is the name of the thing he has spent more money protecting than almost anything else in his entire life. And Vanessa Trump has been aboard that vessel, has experienced the particular quality of solitude that comes from being on open water in a 155-foot yacht where the nearest camera is miles away and the horizon belongs entirely to the people standing on deck. That is a specific kind of intimacy. and Tiger Woods does not share it casually. He never has. He never will. The story of how Vanessa Trump came to have all the security codes did not happen in a single dramatic moment. It happened the way all real things happen, gradually and then entirely. It began with school parking lots, with junior golf tournaments where both Charlie Woods and Kai Trump were competing, with the particular social world of Jupiter, Florida, insular, affluent, discreet, where two single parents with famous former lives kept crossing the same rooms without quite meaning to. Tiger confirmed his relationship with Vanessa Trump publicly in March 2025 with an Instagram post that 12 million followers read in real time. But those paying close attention had been watching it develop for months before that announcement. The dinners that ended late, the evenings at the compound that stretched into mornings. The small accumulations of presents that always precede the larger declaration. An insider described the pace with a kind of stunned warmth. If things keep going the way they are going, they will be living together by the end of the year. Tiger moves fast in that department. She has all the security codes and can come and go as she pleases, the insider confirmed. She has total access to his life. She has her clothes there, her toiletries, her cosmetics. She throws in a load of laundry while she is there or helps herself to something in the fridge. You would think she owns the place. Think about what that sentence means in the context of this compound. A man who spent 15 years and $60 million building the most private, most controlled, most deliberately inaccessible private residence in American sport. A man who, after November 2009, made privacy not just a preference, but a survival strategy. And now someone is doing his laundry. Not staff. Not family. Vanessa Trump. Moving through the rooms of a $60 million compound with the casual ease of someone who belongs there. If that does not tell you something fundamental about what has shifted inside that gate, about what Tiger has decided quietly and without press releases, about who he trusts and why, then nothing else in this story ever will. By February 2026, the language around Tiger and Vanessa has moved far beyond dating. It has moved past serious. The word being used now by multiple independent sources who have no reason to coordinate their descriptions is one that the people who know Tiger Woods best say they have never used about him before. Soulmate. An insider said it plainly and without qualification. Of everyone he has been with since Elin, I would say Vanessa is the closest thing to a soulmate Tiger has ever had. It is a much more mature relationship than anything he has been in before, and he is going into it with his eye on something long-term. The same source continued, she showed up as he was seriously considering what happens next in his career. She has added so much stability on the home front, and he gushes about her influence in his life. That last detail he gushes is the detail that stops everyone who knows Tiger Woods. This is a man who has given interviews for 30 years that revealed, upon close reading, almost nothing personal, who has managed his own image with a precision that extended to eliminating any sentence that might suggest vulnerability, who built a $60 million compound precisely so that nobody could reach him. She reached him. Separate insiders have reported that Tiger is looking at Vanessa as his next bride, that he has raised the subject of marriage within his inner circle, that he has talked about not needing a prenuptial agreement, a detail that prompted concern from people close to him, but which those who know him best describe as entirely consistent with who he is when he has made a genuine emotional commitment. He does not hedge the things he truly believes in. He never has. And if this moment, this idea of someone finally getting through the gate, through the code, through the 15 years of carefully engineered distance, moves something in you that you were not expecting, hold on to that. That feeling is telling you something real about your own life, not just about Tiger's. The house at 462 South Beach Road on Jupiter Island, Florida is still one of the most private addresses in American sport. The gate is still there. The security cameras still watch every angle. The stone walls and the dense hedging that form their double barrier are still perfectly maintained. The 817 residents of Jupiter Island still practice the particular discretion that makes this island what it is. But something is different now. The spacious living room with its fireplace is warmer than it has been in years. The dining room with its chandelier is serving meals for two. The professional kitchen is making food for someone who feels comfortable enough to open the refrigerator without being asked. The movie theater is screening films for an audience that has grown. The glass-covered walkway between the two buildings carries footsteps that are not Tiger's. The 3.5-acre private golf course designed by Tiger himself, oversaw by Tiger himself, watered by brackish water pumped from 1,200 feet underground, now has someone watching from the edge of it who is not a coach, not a staff member, not a camera. Someone who is simply there because she wants to be. Because the man on the other side of that gate, after 15 years and $60 million and 7 surgeries and every recovery and every setback and every morning spent alone in a house that was always bigger than one person needed, finally found someone worth opening the door for. The most private compound in American sport is no longer entirely private. And for the first time in a very long time, for the first time since a November night in 2009, when something irreplaceable broke inside these walls, that feels like exactly the right thing. If you want to keep finding the stories behind the headlines, the real ones, told with the details that matter and the honesty they deserve, then this channel is where those stories live. Not because you owe us anything, but because you clearly care about the truth. And people who care about the truth always find their way to each other. We will see you in the next one.